Hey friends, I'm Cassie and welcome to Homemaking Without Fear, where I share lots of home-cooked recipes, home decor ideas for natural living, mom life, and so much more. It's starting to feel like fall here and I am anxious to put out all my fall decor. I have a thrifty fall front porch makeover coming soon, but first I wanted to show you how to make these really cute fall signs. Decor doesn't have to be expensive, and with a few basic craft supplies, you can make these signs for pennies. Make sure you check out the links in the video description. I have supply lists, free digital downloads. Let's do some crafting. As a special fall gift and a thank you to the Homemaking Without Fear community members, I want to send you this free cute fall sign digital download for you to use however you like. It includes an SVG, PNG, and JPEG versions of each of the 3 fall designs that I created. Follow the link in the video description below to get you to the blog and sign up to get this free email download. If you have a cutting machine like a Cricut or a Silhouette, you can easily upload the SVG file right to your design program and create your own stencil, or you can simply choose to print the JPEG or PNG files and frame it. These signs look super cute in black and white. Talk about an inexpensive way to add a little fall to your decor. As a bonus, you will be automatically signed up for my weekly newsletter for the Fearless Homemaker. I send this out personally every Friday. This newsletter is much like a beautiful magazine spread with more photos and updates around my home, our building progress, weekly inspirational quotes, scripture or book recommendations, plus a new recipe recommendation every week, first dibs access to freebies, and direct links to the new blog posts and YouTube videos. I thank you so much for being part of this community. Show you how to make these super cute, inexpensive fall signs. For supplies, I have a stencil. I made my own stencil using my Cricut Explorer Air 2, and I have my canvas. Now this is an older canvas I got from the thrift store. I painted it white. You can kind of see there's a little bit showing through, but it won't matter because I have a different background that I'm going to paint as well. I have some transfer tape for my stencil since I have a homemade stencil. A vinyl sticker stencil works great, and I have some link to my blog post to Amazon, but you can use even a regular stencil. You just have to tape it to your sign blank. So I have some acrylic craft paint, some simple craft brushes, Elmer school glue, scissors, ruler, pencil just in case. So I have this polyacrylic from another project, but you can get a clear spray paint as well. I recommend using a clear paste wax for wood, and you just rub it and buff it over your finished sign. So to get started, I have my stencil. Now, because I made my own stencil, I have to weed it, which means I have to decide which part I want to keep for my sign. Now, you certainly could weed the background of the sign and use this as a sticker and stick it right to your sign. Maybe if I had black vinyl on hand, I would do that, but I don't. When I make my signs using a stencil, I really like to weed the foreground of the stencil and then use paint for a really professional look. So I'm going to go ahead and weed my stencil. If you have or purchase a Cricut or a Silhouette or any other cutting machine, I really recommend getting a set of these tools that either come with it. A lot of times you have to purchase separately, but this weeding tool especially is handy. When you cut out your design on your Cricut, it doesn't matter what color of vinyl you use when making a sign unless you're going to use the sticker. Because we're just going to use this as a stencil and not a sticker, I just grabbed whatever non-permanent vinyl I had available. And it happened to be this really shiny silver. So now that you have a prepared stencil, you're going to prepare your canvas. You could keep this super simple by just doing a white background, but I'm going to go ahead and do a cute little fall plaid design. Once your background canvas is prepared, we need to transfer our stencils. I'm going to use a piece of my vinyl transfer tape. I want to make sure that all the little letters and pieces of this design are stuck well to my transfer tape before I carefully peel it away. Again, I want to make sure that all the letters and pieces of the stencil are stuck down well. And then I'm going to peel away the transfer tape. I find that peeling straight down prevents the stencil from tearing away. Okay. Now before I apply my paint, I'm going to apply school glue. Now you could use paint marker, acrylic marker, you could use permanent marker to fill in this stencil. I prefer to use acrylic craft paints. They're very inexpensive. You can often get them for $1 a bottle at a dollar store or craft store, sometimes even less. They're just really, really inexpensive. Now I'm filling in the negative areas of the stencil with the glue first because that really seals the edges of the stencil. I got lazy this weekend and I skipped this step, and I wish I wouldn't have, because it just didn't turn out as well. So we're just doing a thin layer. I'm using clear Elmer's glue, but regular glue works just fine. I finished filling in the areas of the stencil with my school glue, and now I'm going to let this dry. Our glue is dried, so we're going to move on to painting our fall sign. I'm going to use black for my lettering, and it's as simple as filling in the stencil. We want to start with a really thin layer of paint and use kind of a dabbing motion, really. We don't want to glob a lot on. We want it to be thin, and we want this first layer to dry, and then we'll apply a second coat. All right, time for a second coat. Resist the urge to go back and move the paint around a lot on your stencil because it softens up the layers underneath, and you'll notice that the paint will begin to pull up. You wouldn't have to, but I'm going to do a third coat. It just depends on preference, how dark you want your letters. It depends on your what brand of acrylic paint you're using, but I think I want to go a little darker. The great thing about acrylic is it dries really quickly between coats. All right, our stencil is dry, and I'm going to go ahead and remove it. Do not do this if your paint is still wet. This is my favorite part. You can see how we're getting nice, clean, crisp lines around the stencil, and that's because we use that glue first. It took me just a minute to get my stencil completely removed, but there you go. Now it's a good idea to seal your project with a protective top coat finish. I'm going to use a polyacrylic for my canvas. A clear spray paint would work as well. Or for wooden signs, I recommend clear paste wax. The finished project. For those of you with a Cricut cutting machine, stay to the very end and I'll show you a few more details of how I create my stencils and use Cricut Design Space to then cut them. I started this project by designing my signs at canva.com. Hey friend, I would like to share a little bit more about Canva with you because I love it so much. Canva is an online graphic design program available on desktop or as a mobile app. I use Canva every single day for my blog, from creating rich Pinterest pins, home decor design boards, YouTube thumbnails, SVG files for my cutting machine, just to name a few. Canva has a beautiful selection of templates to choose from for logos, flyers, posters, Instagram posts, business cards, and so much more. If you are a blogger, photographer, DIYer, crafter, business owner, or just looking for a way to make graphic design easy, try Canva for free or upgrade to the Pro version to access more features. You can use my link in the video description and we will both get Canva credit towards premium features. I couldn't love it more. And I hope you do too. After I was happy with the design of my 3 fall signs, I downloaded them using a transparent background as PNG, JPEG, and also SVG files. The SVG file is what I prefer to upload to my Cricut Design Space. When I'm happy with the size and layout of each design, I weld each design together and send it to my Cricut Maker to make it. Thank you so much for being with me today. I had so much fun making these signs. I hope you can make them for your home decor. Make sure and follow me on Instagram, tag me, and share your sign photos. I would love to see what you make. We'll see you soon for my thrifty fall front porch reveal. Bye.